My dear reader, the series of letters that are herewithin contained were never intended for public consumption. They are private letters, written most commonly in the heat of passion, and concerning secrets, confessions, thoughts, and feelings that the letter writer would more happily have died than ever willingly have exposed to the punishing gaze of society. However, now that all of the people involved in this series of events are either dead, in prison, or hopelessly insane, with the exception of me, of course, I feel no compunction in gathering these letters together, arranging them in their proper sequence, and presenting them to you, my discerning readership. The events that are chronicled here began in the year of our Lord 1748. It has taken me years to gather these letters through blackmail, bribery, theft, and sometimes downright barbarism, from the hands into which they had fallen. I have changed no name. I have blunted no edges. I only ask that as you read the lives of these poor souls laid bare, you do so and measure them against the most honest yardstick of all, the darkest secrets that you yourself withhold. My dear reader, as I sit here in my study composing the foreword to this volume, I imagine you, some 276 years in the future perhaps, reading this book, sitting in your study, in your cozy armchair, your feet on your ottoman being toasted by a cheerful fire in the hearth, the warm brown leather of the volume soft in your eager hands. Your imagination runs away with you. Your anticipation becomes fevered, so much so that even without opening the book, you can imagine what the people who are in these pages look like. And dear reader, so excited are you, and so in tune with the human heart that shall be unfolded before you, that you probably could guess which of these people standing in the front row of your imagination is the first one who wrote a letter in this anthology. You probably, on the count of 3, would shout out your guess, describing them by what they're wearing. 1, 2, 3!
Turquoise. Pink suited man.
If you guess turquoise, well, no. You are right. And I suppose, dear reader, you could also guess which one of these remaining people received this letter. And you might call out what they're wearing on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3!
White dress! White dress! Red hair!
If you said red hair, you are correct. Of course, I don't know, because you're 276 years in the future, but I only imagine you are the type of reader who would know. Yes, dear reader, you are correct. dear reader, perhaps your imagination takes you even further. Perhaps on the count of 3, you would shout out something exciting that this letter writer just experienced before she sat down to write this letter. 1, 2, 3!
An affair.
Betrayal.
You people in the future are sick! And we like it that way. Yes, she just experienced, she just witnessed an affair. My dear reader, sit back now and prepare yourself for a series of scandalous letters and dangerous liaisons.
Claire Mouton to Marie Cochon. My dearest friend Marie, I can imagine you sitting in your room reading this letter with your red hair. Well, I must get into it. I witnessed something rather shocking just now. Hence why I have come to this room to write the letter to you. There I was. It was a warm day, hot, and I was lolling by the gardens. I witnessed there my brother and the girl who lives across the pond. Not England, of course. Those scoundrels. No, across the literal pond. My neighbor.
They mustn't be seen. It won't be good for you or me.
They said they mustn't be seen, but there I saw them.
If anyone were to find out, it would be the ruin of my entire family name.
And mine as well.
Celeste, I do love thee.
And I love you, Claude.
But you are recently wed.
I know. What shall I do?
Keep your lips tight and your heart tighter.
My dear Claire, I must tell you, I attended this wedding, and it was extravagant. To say that her family put a lot of money into this would be an understatement. A fortune.
If anyone were to find out now, Claude, it will be the ruin of my family.
Yes.
I was mere inches from them, and they still could not see me because I hid myself delicately behind a tree.
This is unexpected, but I will say I've never felt happier in my entire life.
And I love you so much.
Then perhaps we shall...
Run away.
Run away?
Yes.
I was astounded. Run away? What was my brother thinking?
Celeste! Oh, there you are, my love.
Hello, darling.
And there came her husband.
I just returned from an afternoon ride and was told I might find you here in the garden. Splendid day.
Yes.
Ah, bonjour. A pleasure to see you.
Yes,
Admiring the begonias.
yes, of course, and Jean-Paul.
We just...
With the pleasure, Mr.
Claude.
Yes, Claude.
Yes, familiar. I recognize you from the wedding.
Yes,
Ah, what
we
a
just
glorious...
ran into each other by accident.
Yes, it was by mere coincidence that I smelled the wonderful jasmine flowers here that I was attracted to. Oh, there's a sound coming from this bush.
Oh. And there I was found, Marie.
Oh,
Pardon the intrusion, madame.
oh, Mademoiselle Claire.
Mademoiselle.
Brother?
You were standing there in secret?
Yes. My brother took me to the side.
Do not say anything. You witnessed it all.
I witnessed everything.
then you know how important it is that this will never come out.
Of course I know. I would never divulge this secret. Because it would put me in jeopardy too!
Yes, you must understand it was not something that I planned to happen. It just occurred.
I will keep your secret, brother.
Darling, you're not looking very well. Perhaps you should go back to the room, and I shall meet you there in half an hour after I compose myself.
Well, my dear, I had hoped you might join me in our pink canoe upon the pond. But perhaps you're right. Why, if you say that I am looking a bit peaked, well,
Yes.
perhaps this warm spring air doesn't agree with me.
No, it doesn't, and if I were to join you, I fear it would make you ill.
Well then, I shall take my leave. Good day to you.
And I shall take my leave as well.
Monsieur, your pink horse has been stabled and fed, and your pink sheets are ready for you to encounter them.
And thus Jean-Paul left. And thus my brother parted as well, and left me alone with Celeste. And before I bid her adieu, I gave her a final piece of advice. You best keep secret and stay cautious. We wouldn't want to ruin my birthday party coming up. It's very important.
I'm so sorry.
And for your own sake, be discreet. Now off! My dear Marie, as embarrassed as I was to be discovered behind that tree, I would be even more embarrassed if my brother were found out to be a cad. My friend, I look forward to seeing you soon. Love, Claire.
Mademoiselle Marie to Monsieur Pierre. Oh, Papa, I write to you from the home of my best friend Claire's house. For you see, I knew that her family was in trouble, and I came right away to be here for her. I made it just in time for her birthday party. Oh, what a splendid event it was. Everyone was there, dancing away the minuet. It was quite a beautiful sight to behold.
Brother, I suppose you wish to dance with your sweetheart tonight? But I strongly advise against it.
I could see that my friend and her brother were having quite the squabble on the dance floor, so I stepped in. How about you go get a drink, my friend? So I hear that you have been up to no good.
Word gets around. Who told you?
I have my ways of knowing things.
And do you have ways of keeping your mouth shut?
But of course. For a price.
I see. Rumors about you were then true.
All good things, I hear.
Name your price.
1,000 livres.
What?
You laugh. Hello, everyone. Would you like to...
Yes, let's make a toast.
Oh, dear.
To my most beautiful sister Claire. My sister, my young sister.
Wealthy,
Well, yes,
beautiful,
of course, talented, and most desired.
think
Very good. A toast to a wonderful life ahead.
Yeah.
And may good fortune and a wonderful marriage bestow itself upon you. Hear, hear!
Here.
Cheers.
Think about what I've offered you. my silence in return for your payment. And now I must go greet the birthday girl. Oh, my dear friend. Hello. What a beautiful party it is. Now that you are of marrying age, have you given it a thought about what suitor you would like?
I've been eyeing a certain young gentleman over there. I hear he's wealthy.
Oh. Well, so are you.
Thank you.
Keep all the money together?
Yes.
That must be nice.
Well, hello there, young gentleman. I understand you're wealthy.
Indeed, sir. Quite so.
You know, it is many a young gentleman with a fortune such as yours who have made a young lady terribly happy. Is that in the cards for you, sir?
I do wish so. One day, I will find my love, perchance, at this very birthday party, no less.
Well, we mustn't waste a moment. Let me introduce you.
Okay.
Hello, good sir. May I introduce my wonderful friend, Claire? It's my birthday.
Yes, and a most happy birthday to you.
He seemed a little annoyed at her nervous laugh.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I seem to have been blushed.
Oh, wait, you're bleeding. Oh, no.
Thank you. Perhaps there's a place with more privacy where I can freshen up.
My bedroom.
Oh.
Well, Papa, I'm not going to tell you the rest of that story. But you see, the night took an unexpected turn.
Mademoiselle, I must insist that you retire with me home in our coach post-haste. We have had quite enough fun at this social event, and I'll take no more of you in ignoring me and embarrassing me in public.
Oh, I'm so
After all, am I not your husband?
Yes, you are. For now.
They thought they were being discreet, but the entire party could hear them.
Madame, we have been married now for a full fortnight and have yet to be alone together in a marital sense.
Again, everyone could hear them.
I did tell you it was my monthly.
Well, though I am not fully accustomed to the ways of women, this monthly is starting to turn into a yearly.
Well, that is exactly what happens.
Oh. Well, then if you shan't leave with me, well, then I shall be off on my own.
And off
Adieu.
Oh, Papa, it was quite a riveting party. I wish you had been there. I'm writing to let you know that I plan to stay with my good friend Claire for a time, so that I might be there to assist her in all of her wealth, and to potentially get some more useful leveraging information. Your dearest daughter, Marie.
Pierre Couchon, to my dear friend, Jean-Paul. Jean-Paul, it saddens me to hear of the turmoil in your house. You know, I have many doctor friends who might be able to give you more clear advice on how to handle your wife's illnesses. Although I admit, I think the illness might be indeed between her ears and not between her legs. You see, I had taken a relaxing evening stroll along the cafe. I had made an acquaintance with a cobbler, you see, and the cobbler was having coffee time.
Monsieur,
Monsieur,
your shoes. They are ready.
ah, They are perfect.
Yes, of course.
These will go splendidly with my dress and my costume that I have for the ball later. You are a true genius, Henri.
Thank you, sir.
Please, don't call me sir.
Monsieur.
Perfect. And just then, Jean-Paul, but who should walk into the shop? You guessed it. It was your wife. I think that... Oh, madame.
Yes.
Looking radiant, sir. Please, do say hello to your husband for me.
I shall.
Jean-Paul.
I love him, as you know.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Are those the shoes that he's making for you?
Yes.
Aren't those a
Aren't
bit
they
forward
lovely?
for a woman who's now married?
Well, they make me feel like a young girl. And I've only been married for a fortnight, and I thought perhaps Jean-Paul might like to see me in these.
Ah, that's excellent. You know, I know that Jean-Paul is particularly fond of lavender biscuits.
Lavender biscuits.
Yes, they say lavender is an aphrodisiac.
Oh, I shall try to remember that.
Here. I keep a tin of lavender biscuits in my pocket at all times.
Aren't you?
For no reason at all.
You are so kind. Thank you.
I must admit to you, Jean-Paul, that you did not seem sincerely enthralled upon me providing you those gifts we had agreed upon. She seemed a bit taken aback. And now, I admit that your previous musings to me did strike a chord. My dear, you don't seem particularly enthralled with these gifts that I've given you.
Well, it's not that I don't appreciate receiving gifts. It's just, I feel that perhaps I just haven't realized my potential yet, and I'd rather not use any accessories or extras.
My dear.
Yes.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello, Schnookums.
Hello, my dear.
Did you give her the gifts?
Of course.
Yes.
Do you love the gifts?
Yes, I do.
And
very much.
My wife, of course, can handle
Show you.
the eau de toilette. Perhaps liven up the
Thank you.
boudoir atmosphere.
Thank you, that's most kind of you.
You do know how to use these, right?
The biscuits, lavender biscuits, yes, I believe you ingest them?
45 minutes before.
Playtime.
It just will make for an adventurous evening.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And, yes, I shall get on this right away.
But you say that those who adventure together, stay together.
Stay together.
Strongest marriages are made with lavender biscuits.
Thank you so much. Well, I shall bid you adieu then, and I shall get right on this right away.
There shall be one lip up. I'll put it on your tab. Thank you, monsieur.
No, of course, Henri. And there you have it, Jean-Paul. Your wife looked most aghast when I made any mention of you sharing the marital bed with her. My wife, ever the temptress, known in all the matronly circles as an advisor to those ladies who need help, was completely rebuffed. Oh. I wish you good luck, sir. Call for the doctor post-haste, or I fear that come the next moon, you shall be a lonely bachelor yet again. Your friend, Pierre Couchon.
Jean-Paul, to his beloved wife, Celeste. My dearest Celeste, it pains me gravely to write you today, for I have become aware through friendly back channels that you have recently been in receipt of lavender biscuits. few nights, awaited patiently for your presentation of said biscuits in the accustomed 45-minute pre-time to adventures. Yet no biscuits have come. I write you now from my hunting lodge, where I am spending a few days with my male companions, one of whom I think you know, Claude. We were out, all of us together, on a fox hunt, this very morning, when I overheard something I believe I was not supposed to. Excellent shot there, Claude. You truly are a fine marksman.
You should have let it go out of the cage first, sir. You must strike while the iron is hot.
Yes. It's funny because, well, yesterday evening we had all discussed which of these foxes we would be hunting, and, well, I believe I had selected the one with the pointy ears, yet you have hunted it and, well,
Really?
conquered it, as it were.
I must have made a mistake. I thought that this was mine.
Well, surely a man doesn't look at another man's fox and think it's his. We all have more substantial intellect than to assume that man's fox is his.
But the fox was making strong eye contact towards me.
We have plenty of foxes. Surely you don't need to argue.
Well, absolutely. There are certainly plenty of foxes in the forest, aren't there?
Yes, a man of your stature, with your wealth and well-to-do, can find many foxes.
Well, one could. However, once one has bagged one's own fox, one must take that home and put it above his mantelpiece and only ever look at that fox. Anyway, if you'll join me, my good friend, I think we shall hunt on this side. I recommend that you two gentlemen hunt around that hedge and we shall meet in the middle.
Very well.
I only brought one fox.
Let's see if we can stand up another.
Claude.
But you see, my dear Celeste, I, after waiting a short few moments, snuck out behind them and was able to overhear behind a tree while they made small talk.
I have the sneaking suspicion that he was not simply referring to foxes.
I, too, have that suspicion.
It seems he must know of the illicit affair you have.
Shh. No one must be made aware of this. And you know.
Yes, well, I've been spending some time with your sister.
Upon hearing these words, my blood began to boil. I raised my musket and pointed it at Claude. But at the last minute, cooler heads prevailed and I fired a shot, a warning shot as it were, just above his right shoulder. Oh, my good man, forgive me. I thought you were a fox. Close call.
Did anyone see that vixen?
False alarm, false alarm.
Close call indeed.
Oh,
That tree's branch is broken.
Well, it seems that we have come to a point there, Jean-Paul.
Yes, indeed. For, my dear, the sun had begun to raise high in the sky and temperatures were rising all around.
I know how to read between the lines.
Well then, out with it.
You say first. What is it that you think has happened?
I think you're hunting around with my wife. And I give you this warning, for I have many powerful friends. And Celeste and I are destined to be together. Her parents have given me the blessing to marry into their great wealth. I'm warning you.
I love her! And she returns the same emotion of love.
Mon Dieu, Celeste, his words cut me to the quick. I almost melted right then and there, but I steeled myself.
I know how this does sound. And I promise you, Jean-Paul, that this was not something that I had intended to occur. But it has.
Claude, we are men of aristocracy.
Yes.
Love has nothing to do with it. Celeste and I are bound together for all eternity.
Are you?
And you shall find a new grounds on which to hunt, or I shall have your head above my mantelpiece. And with that, Celeste, we part ways. But I write you now with gravest cautions, for you now know that I know what you know. Steal your emotions. Find happiness within our meritable relations, or there shall be consequences for your dear friend, Claude. Sincerely, your husband, Jean-Paul.
From Celeste to Claude. My dearest love, I write to you in secret, sitting in the rose garden, where your sister had gotten married. The wedding of the century, she called it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to compose myself. I hope you can look back on the night where we had the lavender biscuits that I had supposedly planned to take for my husband, but that 45 minutes with you, I shall never forget. The way you touched me, the way you held me. Oh, I don't think I can breathe. It was lovely. The way that you took my dress and undid the bodice. Oh, I'm sorry, I think there may be somebody listening. There's always people listening around here. But forget all about that right now. I have to tell you, I saw your sister with Marie in the garden. Marie and Claire were talking. They didn't know I was there, but I heard them.
Look unhappy.
My wedding is supposed to be the wedding of the century.
It will be.
How could it be when I can no longer count on the attendance of His Greatness, Jean-Paul, and his family? They were to bestow upon me a boat!
And she was crying and hysterical, and that last sentence was very hard for me to understand.
They were going to bestow upon me a boat as a wedding gift! And now they won't because he refuses to come, because he doesn't support my family, because my brother!
I wanted to slap her, but I didn't want her to know I was there. But, oh, Claude.
But did you invite the cobbler to make you shoes?
Yes.
Well, then you might not have a boat, but you have shoes.
I suppose that's one way to look at it.
But when you marry, you will have so much wealth in your family, you'll be able to buy as many boats as you like.
Yes. I suppose that's true. Oh, you're here. Oh, please do not leave. I can make amends.
And then my husband walked in on them.
Amends, you say? To what do you refer, mademoiselle?
I can offer you something. If you come to my wedding.
Yes. I have a very large boat in my regalia. It might have your name upon it. Go on.
My blood was running cold when I heard him say that.
If you come to my wedding, I will reveal to my parents my brother's indiscretions and have him sent away to Spain.
Claire, you wouldn't.
I would.
I don't believe that she was lying, Claude. We need to leave as soon as possible.
Very well, then, if you are able to arrange it prior to the wedding, set your sails for adventure.
Oh, so is there a large galley in the boat? Is there a kitchen?
The largest.
Is there a chamber pot?
There's an entire poop deck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can count on your attendance then?
Mademoiselle, they say blood is thicker than water, but when that water is under a very, very, very big boat, we might just find an exception. I look forward to attending your wedding. Adieu.
A wedding of the century it will be!
It's going to be amazing, but you just offered up your brother's livelihood, his life here, for a boat.
And with that, Claude, they left, and I am left here in distress. My husband does not love me. All he wants is our fortune and our reputation. But I don't want to give it to him anymore. I love you. And I want to find a way to get out of this marriage. Please, find a way. I'll wait for your letters. Your darling, Celeste.
Claude to his sister, Claire. My dearest sister, I first must apologize for my recent behavior. I know it has brought great shame to not only myself, but you and the entire family. I know the conversation that you have had with Jean-Paul, but I tell you now, sister, that I will no longer be in hiding. For I have met Jean-Paul at the field of honor. You have come here, good sir.
Yes, I received your invitation.
Yes, and I brought you here to tell you now, to ask you for a duel. A duel for my family name, my honor, and for love. Do you accept this or not? I shall not run away. I shall not be cast away, and I shall stay firmly here.
Well, I'm not going anywhere.
Then you accept my challenge.
Very well.
Then upon the first day of the next month, we shall meet here at midday.
The swords are already in order.
Ah, very well. If you so wish to settle this matter now, then who am I to deny it?
Monsieur Mouton has chosen the grounds. Jean-Paul, you have chosen the weapons. I remind you both that you are gentlemen.
Yes, I'm sure you follow the Marquis of Queensberry rules.
Of course.
This duel is to be toward first blood. Agreed?
Agreed.
Oui, oui.
It's a sword fight.
Yes.
We'll do 5 things.
Wait for him to count us off.
I apologize, this is my first one.
Un, deux, trois, quoi, just turn around.
Oh. Ah. Your aim is not always so true then.
Do not be so quick to find confidence, my good son.
Okay, you both drew blood to second blood then.
I believe the rules are 2 out of 3, sir.
2 out of 3. That's a lot.
Remember, you have taken your biscuits. Remember the biscuits. Feel them inside yourself. And go at him.
I see your epi is at full mast.
It sure is. That's
Another dual strike. The next blood wins.
On guard. Tis no matter. You're bound for Spain in the morning.
impossible.
I have foreseen to it. Thank you, my good man. You have 2 choices. You may abscond yourself to Spain upon first morning's light, or you shall find the guillotine waiting for you at noon.
Guillotine?
That's right.
Claire, upon hearing these words, I knew right then and there, no matter what I had done, what I would do, any course of action I would take would be meaningless, for his stance in this community, his power in government was beyond anything that I could muster. Therefore I agreed. Very well. It seems as though even if I shoot the fox in the cage, I still cannot acquire my reward. And with those words...
Your reward is not my wife.
With those words I left, his words ringing in my ear, ringing in my soul. And I knew that I brought this shame upon myself. I am bound for Spain. You will never hear from me again. Sincerely, your brother.
And so, dear reader, will true love find its way to Spain, or will the manacles of society keep it locked in place? End of part 1. Dear reader, Claude is in Spain. Celeste's heart lies broken on the floor, and John Paul nurses his wounds from the duel as well as his pride. Part 2.
Claire to Marie. My dear friend, so it happened, the wedding of the century. You were there, of course, but I wish to tell you about the experience that I had with my dear husband, Francois, as we sat at our spot during the banquet and greeted our guests. Up came Jean-Paul and his wife, Celeste.
Then let us christen this vessel the Marie Francois.
Oh, you're bleeding!
Oh, forgive me. And many happy sails to the happy couple.
Why, thank you so much for blessing us with your presence, sir. Monsieur, Madame.
Though, I do say that it was quite a displeasure that my best man was unable to attend our ceremony.
Oh, yes. Poor Claude. He couldn't be here. Of course, course you know, Marie, that I was the one who sent my brother Claude away to Spain. I betrayed him. My brother, with whom I played longingly my entire life, who used to noogie my hair, and whose head I used to dunk playfully in the chamber pot, when it was clean, of course.
Well,
Oh,
my
I
dear,
did miss him.
my good man, Francois, I am sorry that you are dismayed, but I hope that as you are enjoying this beautiful seafaring...
No.
He was my best friend. He noogied me. I have a bow, spot, tongue,
Well,
patches of my head. I cover with this flavor.
not now. Still recovering from the last one. How dare you, sir? I should think that you would be fine with this arrangement, given that your wife played such a large part in it.
Perhaps I'm closer to my wife's husband than to her.
Monsieur, urgent news. Here.
Excuse me. Monsieur Claude has been sighted. He is here. He is back.
At the wedding?
Close by enough.
Are we in Spain?
No, he came back.
What?
Yes. It seems he was seen with an eye of blood. He was seen red, I believe.
I see. So not literally in first blood, but okay.
No, monsieur. He was seeing red. He kept screaming out into the skies, "I will kill him! I will kill him!" Just like that, monsieur.
Foul villain couldn't leave well enough alone. Well, if you spot him, let me know, and it shall be straight to the guillotine with him.
Yes.
But look! What comes over that hill?
Where?
Oh, it's coming back. It's just a cloudy day. Oh, there!
And there, my friend, was my brother, hobbling towards us, wounded.
You're hurt.
Monsieur, I have seen him.
Yes, thank you. We all see him. Well then.
He looked at me like he did not recognize me. And indeed, he had lost his memory.
What is the meaning of this?
Brother,
Mother? Mama? Mother?
no, Mother's, she's had too much to drink. She's upstairs.
I'm hot.
Here, he's been bludgeoned about the head.
I'm hot.
Are you okay?
An angel.
My darling.
Am I dead?
No! Go lay down now. Claude, do you remember that's your name? I swear I didn't push him.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Yes, stand back, I'm a doctor. Ironically, I was the one who gave you swords with which to fight. My God! This man is suffering from pulmonopsychotic pneumonia amnesia.
Can you save him?
Yes, I can. He is cured.
You, sister.
Yes. Maybe you want to talk to her instead.
You betrayed me, sister. You betrayed me. We just loved each other. Why would you do such a thing? Why?
My friend, I could not answer. And so, with my husband now detesting me, my brother loathing me, and everybody seemed to hate me, I ran away to Spania.
And we're returning that boat.
And so here I am, on the Marie Francois, on the coast of Spain. It's really quite lovely. I'm eating oranges. Your friend, Claire.
Mademoiselle Marie to Madame Celeste. I hope you are very happy with the mess you have made of everything. Not only have you broken your husband's heart, you have broken Claude's brain, and now you have sent my best friend into a tizzy, and she has sailed off to Spain. I wonder how much more damage you can do if left to your own devices. It breaks my heart to think how you have damaged your poor husband, Jean-Claude. He would like to hear that I saw him the other day outside the dressmaker shop. Monsieur?
Mademoiselle, I come by this spot often.
I too like to look in the window at all the laces, the pearls, the ribbons.
I walk out of my way as I return home to my estate from work every day, hoping that, well, perhaps I might run into you and relive those days from that summer we spent socializing together when we were so young. Henri, will you go and fetch me a new pair of shoes, please?
Oui, monsieur.
We were young and had so many lavender biscuits.
But we were foolish then, ignorant to the ways of the world.
And look at the wife you have chosen for yourself now. Full of infidelity. She does not love you.
Yes, I very briefly hoped that I might enjoy some peace and happiness with Claude being sent to Spain, but now he's back, and alas, his condition, falling in and out of amnesia, needing to see the doctor regularly, well, it leaves him too innocent and vulnerable for me to take any real actions. Thus, I cannot allow the executioner's guillotine blade to drop upon his neck as I have so oft dreamed.
I blush to hear his nobility, that he would not hurt an already hurt man.
Oh, Claire.
Jean-
Marie, forgive me. Just so flustered seeing you here like this and remembering a time when I truly was happy. I would have married you, you know, had the decision been up to me.
Now you tell everyone your favorite color is pink when I really know it's red.
Yes, well, Celeste's parents and my parents thought it would be best if we color matched. Thus I have been forced to don this ridiculous attire since my wedding day. I think we both can agree it's not even my shade.
Jean-Paul, I have cried over you far too many times. Your parents did not find me worthy of you. Your parents thought me always looking for money, no dowry to share.
Marie, when I spent time with you, I never needed any biscuits. I threw them away, for my passion for you burned brighter and deeper than any...
Marie!
Oh, Mama!
Oh. Lovely to see you.
Oh, Madame. Yes, I was just passing by on my way home from work and exchanging pleasantries with your wonderful daughter.
Yes, very lovely. Give my dearest to Celeste.
Of course.
And the
Shall.
biscuits.
Yes, thank you, Madame.
They're new. Honeysuckle.
Well, we'll see if she shall take to these.
Goodbye.
Your shoe. Thank you. Put them on me.
Mama, I all of a sudden feel faint. I think it's the heat. I must go rest.
Go rest, my dear. And, rest your mind. All will work out.
Those words echoed in my head. All will work out. Celeste, you may have the fortune, the boats, but I know Jean-Paul would choose me over you any day. And with that, I can sleep happily at night. Yours truly, Marie.
From Celeste to the conniving Claire. I have spent many a time alone with a preacher in the quail hunting forest. I have sent the preacher off so I could be alone with my thoughts after receiving your letter. I spent many an hour eating those lavender biscuits by myself, thinking of my dear Claude. But you have made me so angry. How dare you? How dare you? I didn't ruin anybody's marriage. This thankless, loveless, arranged marriage that is a farce. And yet I find out that you're actually seeing Jean-Paul. And you dare get in my face about all of this. Well, when you and I...
Dearest, I appear to have delivered this letter to you in falsity. This was for your friend.
Oh, it was so exciting, though.
Believe me, I shall deliver to her hostess. Oh.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness! I am just so angry. I am so angry. And when I met you in the forest, as you came crawling to me to apologize, I could barely speak.
Celeste,
I could barely speak. When I see you, I hardly want to look at your face.
then let me speak.
What?
Know that I have done nothing wrong. Nothing.
You've spoken enough in those letters. How dare you?
How dare I?
Yes, how dare you?
How dare you?
How dare I? What have I got to dare for?
Do you wish to be with Claude?
Yes.
I wish to be with Jean-Paul. We can work together on this.
How?
Excuse me, barkeep. 1 pint, please.
I'm not sure, but surely we both can be happy, you see?
Don't touch me. After all the vile things you said in your letter to me.
Oh, hello. I cannot overhear the murmurings over here. Is everything all right?
Oh.
May I buy you? You know my name.
Claude, how many fingers am I holding up?
3.
Do not recognize me?
Oh, I apologize. Are you someone of high stature? My name is Claude, at your service.
Claude, it's me.
It-
Celeste.
It is you, Celeste. I'm unfamiliar. You do seem rather strangely You remind me of something.
Celeste, I was just outside quail hunting and the preacher told me I could find you in here.
A good day to you, sir.
Oh, well, look who it is.
Don't pretend! John Paul, don't pretend that you care about this and me. Don't pretend. He doesn't even recognize me now.
I'm sorry, you must have me confused with someone else.
Ah, I see. He's in one of his spells again, then. So help me if I find out you're faking. This neck is guillotine bound.
My good sir, please, I am new to this town. I come from Spain.
Marie, Celeste, I may not care about you in a romantic way, just as you may not care about me, but damn it, our marriage is important. Don't you know that we are duty-bound to unite our families? Why, you come from a boating empire, my family known the world over for sails. With the combination of our family's acumen, we're supplying the entire French Navy. Why, the security of this nation depends on our marriage.
How is that supposed to make me happy?
Sometimes we must forego our happiness for duty. Yes, I said it, duty.
Jean-Paul, this is a farce. You don't love me. How are we supposed to make this work? Everybody knows.
We must make it work. For the good of the country. For the good of decency. For the good of high society.
Hear, hear.
Celeste, I don't love you, but look at this scar upon my thigh. Here, under my ribs.
I have a scar here upon my ribs.
Can we see the scar again?
These wounds were one for you.
I have similar wounds that are healing myself, but I cannot quite
Claude, recall that day upon the field we did battle.
Do you remember?
Then are you well again, sir?
You! Celeste!
Why don't we have your common sense returned to you? Perhaps you can tell us what happened to you that fated day when you arrived back on the docks with that wound on your head.
In Spain, I could barely stand.
Spain, how far? You were barely there an hour. What trouble could you have gotten into?
I became rather ill. They would not allow me to take the shore. I was in a deep fever. A doctor came and said I had gangrene. They sent me back immediately. And all I could think in my feverish stupor was your face. You brought me back from the brink of death. And I vowed that I would never lose you again. And if I were to lose her again, then the only way to stop me would be to kill me.
I shall have no compunction in killing you. Indeed, I would find much gratitude with...
With what?
And yet there goes the light from his eyes again. He taunts me, he haunts me with his infliction.
There's no need for anger. Let us all have a drink and celebrate.
No, I am no longer thirsty. Come, Celeste, we must be to home.
And
Pardon me.
What?
Claude.
Oh, that's me, yes. I, Claude.
The king has discovered that you have dueled on royal land.
I have not dueled, my good sir.
I am afraid that no lies shall save you, sir. The king's report is quite secure.
I speak of no lies. How dare you?
The king has made his decree that all those who duel upon royal ground shall be immediately killed.
But someone must believe.
Move not! You must come with me. I'm afraid your fate shall be fast and furious.
My friends, please,
It appears your luck has run out, Claude.
Please help me, my friend.
And Marie, I feel I was too hasty in saying no to your proposal. For now, my dear Claude has been taken away. I don't know what to do. I think I shall find myself an executioner and go to the gallows myself for my own execution, for I fear I should not live another day. If anything happens to Claude, he may not remember me, but I will always remember him. Your friend, Celeste.
Mademoiselle Marie to Monsieur Jean-Paul. My dearest love, Louis. My dearest friend, no. My dearest. I was shocked at your wife's letter to me, that she had reconsidered my offer of planning a way for you to be with me and her to be with Claude. But now, all is in quagmire, for I fear she is going to do something foolish. Why, the other day, I was at the shoe repairman's house, and you would not believe what he spoke of.
Mademoiselle, welcome back.
Monsieur?
You seem downtrodden. Perhaps you have not heard the news.
What news?
Oh, but I could never say it. It is so scandalous.
Do tell.
Well, it appears that Monsieur Claude, who was scheduled to be guillotined by the morning, his schedule has been pushed to now. If you look out this window, you shall see. Go on, come, see. There he is, tied upon the guillotine bucket thing. The executioner / guard person is grabbing onto the rope that will release the blade. Oh, but...
Who's on running there? No!
May God have mercy on me.
No. Take me.
Careful now, if you release that rope, the blade will fall on that man's neck.
Celeste!
And that's my job!
My memory has returned in full. Celeste, please leave. I cannot have you. The last memory of me being my head rolling in the gutter.
Take me.
Take you?
Yes.
I'll take you next.
No, Celeste! Do not sacrifice. We can't both die. Live your life.
What is it you want here?
I already sacrificed and cut off the metaphorical head of my brother. So I'll just tie this.
What is going on here? I am an officer of the king. The king has demanded that this man die.
Please, take me. I have no life.
You must take her instead.
No!
Yes.
I love her!
Get away from me, please.
From there, you can hear the crowd chanting, "Off with his head! Off with his head!"
No.
Off with his head! Off with his head!
Claude, I am so sorry. I did not mean for this to happen.
To hell with you!
You're lucky this is a very high guillotine.
best friend, my dearest, to my bedchamber at once.
Wow, Henri, that was so touching and moving.
Yes. That will be too liberal. Merci.
So, Jean-Paul, you must know that your wife and Claude's dear sister saved his life. It was a sight to see, and it makes me realize that when one truly loves someone, they will find a way. Love always, Marie.
Jean-Paul, to my dear friend Pierre. My good friend, I write to you in the wake of the terrible scandals that have recently befallen the streets of Paris. For surely you've heard the news of the daring escape of that foul villain Claude, with the assistance of my wife and your daughter? No. But you know of her. Claire. I'll confess I had originally intended to write you this letter with a plea for help in tracking down Claude with the aims to murder him myself. But yet, I must tell you now of an occurrence that happened to me recently on my pink canoe, while out on the pond with my wife, Celeste. I see for once we're rowing in the same direction.
Yes, and my silence should speak volumes.
I have heard tale that you helped Claude escape.
I did.
Evade justice.
Yes.
For his foul misdeeds.
I did. What do you want to do about it?
Then you really do love him.
I do. And I'm no longer afraid to tell you that. And I am no longer afraid.
Perhaps 'tis best if we say si.
That would be wise. Jean-Paul, I love Claude. But he almost died. And so I am willing to stay with you for appearances if he can live a life that he should live, even though it is not with me. But I'll have conditions.
Celeste, wait. I know that you've become aware that my heart truly belongs with another as well.
You made that very clear.
I had always foreseen a future for myself with metaphorical sails full, the wind in my hair, rushing forward to success. I thought that our marriage might be the key to that future happiness. But now, I'm beginning to see that, well, it's brought about nothing but rough seas, terrible weather, and seasickness.
I wish it had been different for us.
But Celeste, what are we to do? Our family obligations.
I'm not sure. But I think that if we put our heads together, will come up with a plan that will work for us. And it's just about appearances, as most relationships are, aren't they?
My dear Pierre, at that moment, I felt lost, alone, hopeless at sea, when suddenly my footman, Henri, spoke up, for he had just received news of my parents and of Celeste's. Oh, Henri!
Monsieur, I've got news.
Why, it seems that all four of our parents have died.
It was gruesome, sir.
Oh, dear.
Their entrails have...
I'm beginning to think that the one doctor we have in town is not very competent.
Well, I feel like it's almost good news, even though it's tragic, and I feel heartbroken to lose my mother and father, who arranged this loveless marriage.
Furthermore, you and I have become sole heirs to their estates. Your parents' boating empire, my parents' sailing manufacturing.
So, it appears we've accomplished what we need. We're both wealthy beyond means.
Indeed, and were we to quietly divorce, I see no reason why we could not continue together in business.
There they are, Claude!
Celeste!
Oh, it's Claude! Let's row towards him, quickly.
Let me pull the anchor. The wind's breaking. Claude and Francois passed our boat, but after a time they were able to right their ship. But before that, Claude leapt into the water, and swimming towards us, I could tell the cool chill of the winter air, and liquid had righted his senses as if almost permanently. Hello, Claude.
Hello. I heard the news, and I had to find you immediately.
Stand carefully. Let us try to switch spot. It's very narrow. Hug around me, hug around me.
Claude, I will come and help!
No!
And in that moment, we were all dashed into the frothy brine. But there, treading water, I saw my former wife embrace her true love, and I knew that their passion had brought about in him a new man, and that he was healed from his amnesiatic condition permanently.
Celeste, staring at death before the guillotine, I knew that if I couldn't have you, death would be the only solution. And now I see that we could potentially be together.
We could.
With your blessing, Jean-Paul.
Let's use this as a sail and sail away.
You may have it. Go in peace and happiness.
May Godspeed! Godspeed!
And with that, my dear Pierre, I swam ashore and went off to find my true, beloved Marie. I wish to thank you, my good man, for the passion with which you have exemplified within your very own marriage has set an example for me and stirred within my heart the true meaning of love between lovers. With utmost gratitude, Jean-Paul.
Pierre Couchon to my dearest daughter. Marie, I hope you are enjoying your honeymoon. I know it was cut short when your husband threw those words out and was made a mess of. But now that the right has been made and you and Jean-Paul have been wed, I couldn't be happier that you are now seen to our estates in Baton Rouge. Yes, the colonies will treat you well. And I must tell you of the night your mother and I came home from the King's Court, fresh, with our special cookie boon. No, it's not what you think. The king is very grateful for your mother's workings. You see, he was introduced to us by a musician who played the bedroom boudoir, a symphony popular in Paris. My
He
dear.
loved them, didn't he?
Yes, of course
As much
he did.
as you love them?
More.
Tell me how much you love them.
I love them so much, Celine. It's all worked out because of you. Because of you, my dear. In fact, I've invited our friends here to tell them. Please, please, come in.
A surprise party?
Yes, yes. Claude, come. The king has decided to pardon you based on my dear wife's cookie recipes and their virality. They really do help you drive a hard bargain.
A hard bargain.
You have my deepest gratitude.
He's decided to pardon you. You both, really. For it came out that you both duel.
And I invited my sister.
Of course, yes, she's welcome. I can't believe that Francois and Claire have not. Please, come in.
Is there a pardon for me?
Of course.
Oh,
You see,
wonderful.
when we were brought to our most lowest by those hurricanes of 45, our plantations in Baton Rouge razed to the ground. We couldn't make a good marriage for our daughter anymore, and it's brought hardship upon all of you, I see. But our fortunes have turned. Now we have a coin in our pocket. My wife's recipes are the talk of all Paris, and we hope to make some amends with these families whose strife we have brought. Please.
Please take some.
We're going to have an impromptu wedding party for our couples.
Ooh, another one, thank you. With my first boat, it sank.
Yes, of course.
We assume no liability. Well, my dear Marie must still be getting ready.
Come, son. Embrace me.
My friend, my father-in-law.
I've always hoped that you'd be my son, while you and my daughter would take those long rides into the forest. Long rides. Together alone into the forest when you were but young and I knew you had a bond. An inseparable bond.
Oh, you are, my dear.
Marie.
And so, dear reader, love has won out. And I put this anthology together in order to leave you with this ray of hope. When all seems darkest, and there is no way through the forest of grief to happiness, fear not, your parents too may die. And all will be well. The end. You are an awesome audience, and here's the biggest surprise of the evening. Wait, it was a wig! My name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director at Synergy Theater. This is our opening night of our world debut of My Dearest Love. You are an awesome audience. Thank you for being here and sharing it with us. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you would like to see it again, it's always improvised, always based on your suggestions. So we have 7 more performances tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday matinee, and then we do it all again next weekend. Come back, tell your friends. We'd love to keep doing it for bigger and bigger audiences. We have some postcards advertising the show on your way out. Please grab some and give them out to the people you love. They will appreciate you for it. We are a non-profit organization. We are highly dependent upon the generosity of our patrons to keep doing what we do. If you have a couple of extra bucks and you don't mind donating it to us, There is a box on the way out. Go ahead and throw some money in it. We appreciate that very much. If you want to write us a great big check, we'll take it. There are some envelopes there you can send in the mail, and we would love to put you up on our donor wall on our website for helping us continue to fulfill our mission of building a better world through the art of improvisation. If you have a friend in the show and you'd like to say hello to them, give us about 10 or 15 minutes to get out of our costumes, and we'll meet you outside by the stage door. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a wonderful night. We love you. Good night.